In every city, there are places that keep untold stories. Old buildings, stairwells, mailboxes, they remember more than we think. This story began with a small detail that most people wouldn't even notice. Marina, a 40-year-old woman, was used to her daily routine. Work, home, groceries, chores. She lived in an old 5-story apartment block, where the neighbors had known each other for years. But one day she noticed something strange. In the mailbox of an apartment that had been empty for months, letters kept appearing. At first, Marina thought nothing of it. She assumed they were bills or advertisements. But soon she realized, the envelopes had no stamps, no postmarks, no recipient's name. Only a short handwritten note. The first message caught her attention. "You made the right choice. Keep going." It didn't seem to be addressed to anyone in particular. Yet there was something personal in it, something that somehow felt like it applied to her. The next day, another note appeared. "Don't stop. Your life is gaining meaning." These words unsettled her. Who were they for? And why were they left here, in the mailbox of an empty apartment? Over the following weeks, the letters kept coming. They were never long, never specific. Just short phrases filled with strange certainty. Doubts are temporary. Decisions are forever. Your efforts are not in vain. Someone sees more than you think. Marina began to wait for these notes. They always seemed to appear when she needed them most. On days when she felt lonely, the words spoke of the value of life. On days when she doubted herself, the letters urged her to be strong. Soon, they became an obsession. They turned into her morning ritual, something she could no longer imagine her day without. And though she tried to rationalize it as coincidence, deep down she felt otherwise. The words were meant for her. She even tried watching the mailboxes, hoping to catch whoever was leaving them. But every time she turned away, the messages appeared as if from nowhere. One evening, she received a letter unlike the rest. "Your life is tied to this place more than you realize." The words shook her. She tried to recall some deeper connection to the building, but there was none. She had only lived there for a few years, and nothing unusual had ever happened. Still, the letters didn't stop. If anything, they grew more personal. You search for answers outside, but they are within. You've made this choice before. Don't be afraid to open the door. Then came the night she would never forget. Inside the mailbox was a single sentence. "Tomorrow at 10 p.m., open the door and you will understand everything." All day she felt uneasy. She tried to distract herself with work, with errands, but her thoughts kept circling back to what awaited her the next evening. Finally, the time came. The clock struck 10. Her heart was pounding. She opened the door. The stairwell was empty. Only a small envelope lay on the floor by her feet. She picked it up. Inside was an old black and white photograph. It was a picture of her very building. But the people in the photo were strangers. A young man and woman, holding a small child by the hands. The child's face was blurred, lost to time. Marina stared at the photo for a long time, searching for recognition. She felt as if she should know them, but she didn't. And then she noticed something. In the corner of the photo was the very same mailbox she had been finding letters in. The next day, there were no letters. And none after that. It was as if everything had stopped. Marina left the photograph on her table. Every time she passed it, she felt a strange warmth, as though the people in the picture were trying to tell her something important, even across decades. She began digging into the history of the building. She asked the older neighbors, searched archives. Eventually, she learned that once, long ago, a family had lived in that apartment, a young couple with a little girl. But one day, they vanished. No one knew where they had gone. The apartment had remained empty for years. That explained the photograph. But it didn't explain the letters. Who had written them? And why? Marina realized she might never know the truth. But she also realized it didn't matter. The notes had appeared at the very moment when she needed them most. They had lifted her from despair, reminded her that life still held meaning, and given her the strength to go on. Perhaps it was coincidence. Perhaps someone had been playing a game with her. Or perhaps the letters were echoes of the past, finding their way into the present. What mattered was the change they left behind. Marina lived differently now. She no longer feared making decisions. She no longer doubted her own strength. And whenever those doubts crept back, she would glance at the old photograph and hear the words in her mind. "You are on the right path. Keep going."